You have built your reputation on excellence. You're the one that your clients trust to deliver. And you've led the biggest events, you've solved the toughest problems, you've kept everything together, even when no one else knew what it really took. But now something's shifting, and you don't just want to be in the industry, you want to evolve beyond constant event delivery. You're ready to scale differently, to lead differently, to build something that reflects not just your skill, but your strategic mind, your leadership, and your lived experience in events. But how? Do you keep building your done-for-you agency? Do you pivot into consulting? Do you start coaching others in the industry? Most event pros never make this decision clearly. They default into whatever brings in the next client. And that's the fastest way to burn out. So in this episode, I want it to be really tangible. So I'm going to break down the real differences between coaching, consulting, and done-for-you services, specifically through the lens of someone who's worked in events at the highest level. Because when you choose the right model for you, you don't just earn more, you gain capacity, credibility, clarity on the business that you actually want to build. I'm Juliette Tripp, I'm the events coach, and I help event leaders and founders scale life first. And a huge part of that is monetizing your event expertise beyond just delivery alone. So let's dive in. Why does this decision matter more than ever? If you're watching this, you're not new to the events game. You've already built the reputation, you've earned the results, and probably reached a level of success that most people in the industry would really admire. But you're also smart enough to know this. What got you here won't get you where you're going next. Because while done-for-you event delivery might have built your foundation, it often comes at a cost. Your time, your health, your ability to zoom out and lead at the level you're now capable of. And here's what I see happen all the time. Brilliant event minds and event professionals hit a point where the demand for their skill becomes so high, they start to believe it's the only way to scale more is to do more. So more clients, more team, more delivery, until their calendar is packed, their margins are tight, and their vision starts shrinking instead of expanding. And I want to be abundantly clear here that that is not scaling. That is self-sacrifice dressed up as success. And you probably know people like this in the industry, right? They're doing all the things, they look like they're killing it, they've got all the clients, they've got a huge team, they're flying here, there, and everywhere. But I challenge those people to show me your Google Calendar, show me how you're feeling at the end of the work week, or does your work week just not even end? The reason this decision between coaching, consulting, or done-for-you services matters so much right now is because your capacity is your most valuable currency. Not your time, not your output. Your capacity to lead, think, advise, build in a way that aligns with your next chapter. So this isn't about throwing away your experience and execution, because that's incredibly valuable. It's about elevating it. When you make this choice intentionally, not reactively, you don't just build a business, you build an asset that runs because of your brilliance, not because of your burnout. And that is what we're here to unpack. So let's talk about what each path really looks like. And as always with my stuff, with my trainings, this isn't the Google version, okay? This isn't like the ChatGPT version. This is breaking it down in a really tangible way from my own lived experience as a coach, mentor, consultant in the industry, and for you and for all the event leaders that I work with and have had the pleasure of working with. So let's do the lowdown. You have probably Googled the differences between coaching, consulting, and done-for-you services before. And if you have, you will have seen generic definitions. Definitions like coaches ask questions and guide others. Consultants solve problems and give advice. Service providers do the work. But if you've been in the events industry long enough, you know that it's actually rarely that clean and clear cut. So here's what each model actually looks like when you're an established expert in events and you're choosing how to scale intentionally. So done for you. This is what most event pros build by default. So you're either a solopreneur, agency founder, even an event freelancer delivering services, end-to-end logistics, planning, production, client comms, all of it. You are the engine, and the work doesn't move without you. And whilst this model can be highly profitable if you scale with strong systems and team, it's also the most operationally heavy and the most vulnerable to burnout. So the key constraint with this is time and capacity. Your revenue is directly tied to delivery, which means you hit ceilings, you hit them fast, unless you price high and delegate well. And this is something that I see come up time and time and time again, especially if you are still in the day rate trap of only getting paid when you're billing a day rate out to a client for work you're doing that day. So consulting, this is where you start to shift from being in the weeds to sitting at the table. Consultants get paid for their thinking, not just their doing. You are brought in to advise on strategy, direction, innovation, sustainability, operations, and your value is rooted in experience and insight. So you might review event launch plans, lead project audits, build custom frameworks for agencies, or guide internal teams on delivery. Consulting is often underutilized in our industry because event pros assume that clients only want action. But that is changing right now. I'm seeing it a lot. High-level brands and organizations are actively looking for trusted experts who can see what they can't and offer clarity from the outside. So what's the constraint with this one? Scope and positioning. You need boundaries, you need a clear offer structure, and you need an ability to communicate value without tying it to only hours worked. And then the third one that we're going to look at today is coaching. Coaching is about transformation, not telling someone what to do, but helping them shift how they think, decide, act, and lead in our industry. When done well, coaching unlocks exponential impact because you're not just solving a problem for someone, you are helping someone become the kind of person who can lead at a higher level long after your work together ends at the end of a block of coaching or a session. Now, as for events industry leaders, this model is wildly underexplored because you already have the frameworks, the stories, the credibility, the lived experience, which is the most important thing I would argue that people crave. Coaching can look like private mentorship for senior event leaders. It can look like group programs for up-and-coming freelancers. It can even look like scalable digital offers that blend your own methodology with guidance, coaching frameworks. Now, the challenge with this is clarity and differentiation. You cannot wing it. I'm going to say this so loud again. You cannot wing coaching, okay? Take it from me, because when I started, I was winging it. You need a clear niche, you need a strong offer, and you need a deep understanding of the art of coaching, so how coaching actually works. Otherwise, you are going to fall into advice giving or undercharging. And this is what I've seen from event pros who kind of pivot into event coaching without actually knowing the art of coaching. Now, the truth is there's no single right answer for which of those three or any other models you should do. But there is going to be a right model for your season, your goals, and your desired way of working. And getting clear on the difference, not just in theory, but in real world delivery, aka how that would actually show up for you, how would you actually deliver those services, is how you are going to build your next chapter with intention. So let's get into how to know which path is right for you based on your capacity and your vision. So when you've spent 10, 15, even 20 years plus building your name in the events world, the question isn't, can I pivot? It's what kind of business model will serve me now and sustain me later on, because your next chapter has to match your season. So let's map that out. Choose done for you services if you are energized by operations, if you thrive in fast-paced environments, if you're building an agency with team, with systems, with support, not just trying to do more alone. Done for you can absolutely be profitable, but only when you are not the bottleneck. Because this is a big problem that I see with agency founders specifically. If you are still managing 50 tabs in your brain, replying to clients at 11 p.m, it's time to upgrade your infrastructure or transition out so you're not actually executing. This model works best when you want to stay in creative or strategic control without doing the day-to-day execution yourself. So you should choose consulting if you want to be paid for your insight, not just your hours. This is for you if you are excellent at pattern recognition, distilling complex problems, and creating clarity for others, other businesses, other organizations, other agencies. Consulting is a natural fit for leaders who want influence without intensity. You are no longer the help, you are the expert behind the scenes shaping high-level decisions. You can start this model quickly by productizing your advice. Think offer audits, strategy intensives, monthly retainers to senior teams acting as an extension of their in-house team. The key is creating tight scopes, clear deliverables, and pricing that reflects your years, not just your hours. Why should you choose coaching? Choose coaching if you are called to support people through transformation. This is for you if you want to blend your lived experience in the events industry with real support for others and you're ready to lead people, not just lead projects. This model is perfect for those who have been backstage operating for years and years and years, maybe leading teams, maybe leading strategies, leading companies, and are now ready to step into the spotlight, share their message, and build something that scales with impact whilst genuinely empowering other people to reach their potential too. It also allows for recurring revenue, deeper relationships, and the freedom to build offers around your life. But it does require skill, and it isn't just a thing that you can do overnight. If you want to coach, not just advise, you will need to understand what transformation really looks like and how to guide someone through it. Your season, your strengths, and your vision should drive the decision, not someone else's, okay? So this isn't someone else's path that you need to look at. You don't need to copy the loudest voices online in our industry. You need to back yourself and build a business that reflects who you are now, not who you had to be before. So let's move into the next part of this training. And this is a question that I get asked a lot, like how could I maybe blend different models without burning out or confusing your audience? And I love this question, and it's honestly what I've done. And a lot of my work now, I started building the foundational work of being a coach, getting certified, really understanding the nuances, building my own frameworks, all of that I now teach in a certification. So if coaching's your thing, then just send me a message with the word certify on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'll send you all the information because I think you would honestly love it. I now, at the level that I lead at, I've been coaching for around 6 years officially, longer than that unofficially whilst I was leading teams in event roles. But I now kind of blend coaching and mentorship as well with some strategic consulting, so I can really build bespoke services for my clients. But in the early days, you can be on a fast track to burnout if you're trying to blend too many things. So if you're anything like most experienced event professionals that I coach, you're not interested in just starting from scratch because you've already built trust, credibility, and a referral network. And now you're at the stage where you want to evolve it. You can have blended business models. You don't have to choose just one path. Now, I'm going to caveat this by saying when you're getting started, I always recommend scale with just one offer, one service. So if you're doing one-to-one coaching, don't try and launch like one-to-one and group and masterminds and digital products and all the things, right? If you are doing consulting, don't try and launch loads of different things, but you can kind of blend different approaches like coaching and mentorship or coaching and done for you services to design a model, design offers that reflect your multi-dimensional experience at events. That's all really valuable, but the key is clarity, and clarity is what makes it scalable for you. So I'm going to name a few different blends that could work quite well for you to have a think about. So number one is consulting and done for you. This works brilliantly when you've built a system that delivers exceptional results and you want to license or white label it to others. So you become the strategist here, overseeing implementation without executing every single detail. For example, you say create the full event strategy, then your team or a partner team runs the show. Or you're on retainer to review and advise on internal event plans for corporate in-house teams, while your systems drive the back end for you. You're still shaping the outcome, but you're no longer in the weeds, okay? Now, blend two could be coaching and consulting. This is where actually many of my personal clients land, especially those moving into personal brand territory. So maybe you offer group programs, one-to-one coaching for rising event leaders, and you provide strategic consulting to businesses or organizations. This allows you to work across levels of transformation, mentoring individuals, whilst also as part of that bigger one package influencing a wider company strategy. So the key is to make sure that you clearly differentiate this in your messaging and just be clear that you're doing the coaching and the consulting, because coaching is about people, consulting is about the problems, and this can be blended into one offer if done strategically. Price them, structure them, and position them accordingly. And then another blend that could work quite well is done for you and coaching. Now this is less common, but it's quite powerful when done right. So you might run a boutique events agency, have a team working with you, and then also coach others on building their own, or offer VIP days for high-end clients and teach aspiring event planners your exact process. It's a really brilliant bridge model when you're transitioning, maybe when you're still working full-time or you are running an agency full-time and you want to slowly step away from that and slowly move into more of the consulting. So turning your delivery into curriculum and then scaling your IP, your intellectual property, over time. Just remember this. You can do it all, but you can't do it all at once. You need staggered timelines, clear capacity planning, and strong content that guides your audience through your evolving offer. Blending models isn't about doing more, it's about leveraging what you already know in more intelligent, intentional ways. And I realize this is deep, this is very niche. So if you need support with this, then definitely reach out to me so I can help you. This is how you expand your impact without sacrificing your health, your energy, or your identity. So how do you start? How do you start building the model that matches your season? You don't need another year of saying, oh, I'll do it next quarter, I'll do it next year. You need a business model that reflects your now, your current priorities, your current capacity, and your vision, because the season that you're in determines the structure that you need. And it's going to be very different for all of us, right? I'm mum to a toddler. I have an almost 2-year-old at the time of recording this video, so I cannot work in the way that I used to work. It has to be very strategically planned. Now, if you're still delivering at scale with a small team, you might not be ready to drop done for you offers entirely, but you can start by carving out 20% of your time to test something new, a coaching offer, a consulting retainer, a VIP day, and allowing your team to take the bulk of the delivery. If you're coming off of a decade of non-stop events and you're craving slower mornings, creative freedom, time with your family, which is something that I'm, hearing a lot people want now, that's a sign that you're not just pivoting your business, you're actually shifting your identity. And that shift is huge. It deserves to be designed, not rushed. So here's how to start. Number 1, audit your energetic capacity. Forget what looks good on paper. Forget color coding your Google Calendar. What do you actually have the bandwidth for? Mentally, emotionally, energetically. The right model for business matches your nervous system, which is your internal control system, not just your ambition or what other people are doing. Next up, clarify your core transformation. So who are you here to serve now, and what result do you help them achieve? High-level leaders don't sell hours, they sell outcomes. And this is what separates generalists from trusted experts. And next up, map your monetizable IP. What do people already come to you for? There are clues. Success leaves clues. Where are you consistently delivering results that no one else can replicate? Because that's your intellectual property, your method, your perspective, your unique edge. Once you name it, you can package it. And once you package it, you can sell it at scale. You didn't come this far in the industry to burn out doing what you're brilliant at. You came this far to evolve, to lead, to build something that reflects the full depth of your expertise, not just the parts that clients can outsource. So, if you're ready to stop wondering what's next and actually start designing it, I've got something for you. And this is an invitation to a brand new free training. I'm running a free 60-minute training that will walk you through the exact playbook that I use to build a 6-figure, now multi-6-figure coaching business from my events industry expertise. And I'll teach you how you can do this too. Whether you're consulting, you're coaching, or you're still running your own agency or someone else's, if you want to create scalable income from your experience without adding more chaos to your calendar, this training is for you. As always, thank you for being here. Please do let me know in the comments, what's your biggest takeaway? What are you going to action first? Which of these business models feels right for you? Please do like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps me grow and put out even more incredible content to help you scale life first in events. Hopefully I'll see you in the training. Make sure you get signed up, and we'll see you back here next week for more life first business, events, industry insights, and all the things that you didn't even realize you needed to hear.